It's Ash from Super Videos back for another Q&A live stream. This is going to be Q&A number 71. So as always, I am very much here live, ready for your questions. So you can ask any questions you may have. And I'm going to be answering your questions for you guys. So the questions can be just general questions. They could be Walking Dead questions, Fear the Walking Dead questions. They could be Walking Dead comic book questions or Stranger Things end of season 1 questions. Getting into season 2, but I haven't yet watched all the episodes, so the questions they're going to ask may spoil things for me, so make sure to ask anything that you know is not going to spoil things for me, because I've watched only the first season. So that being said, we will just wait for more people to show up and we will be getting into this Q&A here. Usually the first few minutes of the Q&As are very slow because there's people coming in and joining and everything. So we'll just wait for people to join and ask their questions. It doesn't even have to be just questions. You can just share your opinions, just talk. You know, it doesn't have to be a Q&A session. It could be a let's talk session. So I will momentarily go out here and I will be back. So we'll just wait a few more minutes for more people to show up. All right, I'm back. It seems like there's more people on the chat right now, so I am here. So you can ask your questions, start asking, and hopefully this Q&A will be as fun and entertaining as the other Q&A sessions we've had. We've had some slow ones, but we've also had some great ones as well. So let's hope that this is going to be a great Q&A session as well. So I'm basically just going to wait for someone to ask a question here. There is 3 people watching currently. I would love to know who you are and, for you to say something. Kevin Anthony, have you seen Morgan Goes on a Rampage on YouTube? No, I have not. Is it like a video edit or is it an actual scene? Oh, I think you're talking about the sneak peek. Okay, yeah. I did see parts of that, not completely, parts of it. You're talking about the sneak peek for the next episode, for season 8, episode 9, the mid-season premiere. I totally didn't get that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I watched parts of it. I didn't want to watch too much for the next episode because I feel like they gave us so much that, I feel like it's going to spoil things for me, or it's going to give me an indication of what we're going to see and where the story is going to go. So I'm going to basically put the pieces of the puzzle together that way. So I'm trying not to watch the sneak peeks, all of them. I watched like one of them full. The other ones I watched like parts here and there. So yeah, I definitely don't want to watch it because I want to go in fresh. That's what it is. Because I feel like the teasers and the pictures gave us way too much information, and it might not give me the shock if I go to it now. Or it's not going to give it to me now because I know a little bit based on the sneak peek or the teasers and the pictures and stuff, but I don't want to add to that, if you know what I mean. Wiz0W Wiz. Hi man, love your channel. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to see some new faces on the chat. Kevin Anthony, no, I can send link. Yeah, I got what you mean. You're talking about the sneak peek, I think. Again, I want to go to the episode with just the information I have now. I don't want to go in with even more information because I feel like specifically for this half season, they gave us so much that it's like, what's the point of the season? I know most of what's going to happen other than the finale at this point, basically. Or most of the major events that we might see or we probably will see. But I appreciate you bringing it up and everything like that. Speaking of sneak peeks, I think Fear the Walking Dead released, or not Fear the Walking Dead, sorry. Walking Dead released a kind of, not a sneak peek, but a sort of promo or whatever as well for the next half. I might be wrong about that, but I think I saw that somewhere. But I don't want to get into it that much anymore because I feel like they give us so much that it's just gonna basically spoil things for the audience because we know most of the things that are gonna happen. Wiz0W Wiz, who's your favorite character in The Walking Dead? In the TV show, it's gotta be Rick first, then probably Daryl, Carol, Michonne. It's very close between them. So yeah, definitely first it's Rick, then it's close between Carol and Daryl, then Michonne, and going from there, Negan, Carl, and characters like that. And it keeps changing. If you ask me next season, or maybe after a couple episodes, my picks may change, because it just depends on what we see from these characters. But ultimately, Rick has got to be my favorite character. He's number one. Who is your favorite character? Wiz0W Wiz. Who's your favorite? I'm pretty sure Rick is most people's favorite, maybe Daryl as well, and Carol too, but I don't think that, I think the top three for most people is usually not in a particular order, but it's usually Daryl, Rick, and Carol. It's got to have those three characters in there somewhere. Nick Weir, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What's your favorite scene of The Walking Dead? My favorite scene from the entire series has got to be, that's a difficult one. I love the scene during No Way Out when Carl is shot. I love it when Rick goes berserk in No Way Out again. I love it when, or I love that scene with, what was the other scene? With Negan and in the finale of season 6, the introduction of Negan, that was a great scene, an iconic scene from the comics. Yeah, pretty much these. Wiz0W, Wiz, for me it's definitely Rick, Carol, and Daryl. See, I was right. Those three characters always come in as the first three characters of favorite Walking Dead characters, usually. Speaking of favorite scenes, I just remembered the Terminus scene where they're all lined up. That was a great one also, and the massacre at the church in the same arc, in the Terminus arc, where all the termites got slaughtered in Father Gabriel's church. That was also a pretty cool, decent scene. Nick Weir, my favorite is Rick. Yep, Rick is most likely everyone's favorite. And you can't really complain about that because he's a badass. He's the most badass character, I would say, I wouldn't say in TV show history, but very close to it. Nick Weir, my favorite scene was when Rick bit out Joe's neck. I forgot about that one. That one's a classic too. Kevin Anthony, when Rick bites Joe's neck scene. Yeah, Nick Weir just mentioned that as well, and I forgot that. That's a great scene as well. I don't know what it is about Walking Dead, but every scene where we say it's a great scene, it has some sort of sad or messed up thing in it, like Joe's neck getting bit off, or Carl getting shot, or someone dying. But that's the nature of the show. Also, let's switch it around a little bit. Another one of my favorite scenes is the reunion after they escape Terminus. That one's a great one as well, and it's not as dark and twisted and sad as the other scenes that we just discussed. Nick Weir, are you liking season 8 so far? It's good, I'm enjoying it, but it could be here, but it's not. It's here, but it could be here. I had way more expectations of season 8. I think second half may be way better than the first half, and it might be as good as we want it to be, but I'm not gonna say that I think it's gonna be great, because if it's not, I'm gonna be let down. So to answer your question, I've been liking it. A lot of things could have changed. A lot of story could have been compact, pushed together, because I feel like they're stretching the storyline a little bit in the first half. Wiz 0W Wiz, do you think Rick will ever be as badass as he was in season 5, or at least close to it? Tough to say, but I don't think so. There's just way too many things that have happened to him that stop him from going that badass. Abe and Glenn's death, one recent one, or two recent deaths. Carl's death that's going to be coming up, another one of those. And also seeing how this war impacts everyone. Going into a massive war like this, that's got to change you as a leader. So I don't think he's ever going to be as badass as he was. He will have badass moments, of course, but he's not going to be as ruthless and badass as he was in season 5. So for those of you that are actually here right now, I think most of you are new, which is great. So a reminder every week, every Friday usually, but also maybe Saturdays as well, we have our weekly Q&A sessions just like this, where we basically just answer, or you ask questions and I answer them. But when the season starts, when Walking Dead comes back, these Q&As will be specifically for the episodes that just aired, or whatever episodes that followed that episode in that season. So as an example, next Friday, we're not going to have just random questions. I'm mostly going to be answering questions that are asking questions about episode 9, or maybe episodes leading up to episode 9. So that's going to be happening when the season is on. When it's not, we're going to have just regular Q&As. So for those of you that are here, it will be great if you can also join us next Friday as well, after we watch the episode, of course, on this Sunday, coming Sunday, when you can ask questions regarding the episode and stuff. Another thing to mention, since you are, or the people that are here right now are new, or I haven't really heard their name or seen them before, I want to mention this as well. When Walking Dead episode airs, I will be doing my reaction, so stay tuned for my reaction for the episodes, and also stay tuned for what I call promo breakdowns, where I take the teasers, trailers, promos, or whatever that they release after the episodes, and I basically break it down and talk about it and predict what's going to happen based on what we see. Also, stay tuned for the reviews of the episodes when they air. The reviews are most likely going to come later in the week, maybe closer to Thursday or even Friday. So stay tuned for those videos when Walking Dead Season 8 comes back and everything. Nick Weir, Rick is probably the most savage character. Yes, he's the most savage, very close to Carol. Negan is up there as well. Negan is ruthless, and he's at a different level of savage. Rick is at a level of savage that you like him, if you know what I mean. Carol as well. Even though I like Negan, you can't say that the things he's doing is right. The thing he's doing is cool. You know what I mean? He's a great character. He's an entertaining character. He has charisma. He is a character that I like to watch, but he's not a character that I root for most of the time. 99% of the time, I don't root for Negan. Nick Weir, do you think Rick and Daryl's brotherhood's coming back? Yeah, definitely. especially now that Rick is in a spot that he is with Carl's death, or with him dying and everything in the next episode. I feel like that's going to bring those two characters even closer together. They recently had that fight, if you remember, but I feel like this is going to be the entire opposite of that, where Daryl is going to basically be there for Rick as his brother. And I feel like the bond that's going to be created between not only those two characters, but maybe some other characters as well. So like Rick, maybe Carol, Rick and Morgan, and Rick and the others, is Rick and Michonne specifically as well, is going to be even stronger than what he was, because they're going through something and they need each other more than ever. So I definitely agree with you that their brotherhood is going to be coming back. We are, I think, experiencing some delays and hiccups in the live stream, I think. I might be wrong, but it's showing green, but it's slowing down when I'm looking at it, so I don't know. Let me know how the live stream is, if it's slowing down or lagging or whatever. Nick Weir, your channel is my favorite Walking Dead breakdown and review channel. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I appreciate all the support you guys give me. Without the support, the channel wouldn't exist, so I definitely appreciate the channel. And I'm happy that the content I put out there is good enough for you to enjoy and basically get entertained by, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Wiz0W what do you think about that all villains in the show is always underestimating Rick? Myself thinks it's pretty boring. It is true, everyone underestimates Rick, but I feel like, yeah, you're right about that. I feel like for a change of pace, they need to bring some maybe villain in, maybe not a big villain, maybe a small villain where, you know, he could see right through Rick, and he's intelligent and everything, and he knows what Rick is capable of, or he has this gut feeling what Rick is capable of, and maybe that's what makes him deadly, that he doesn't underestimate Rick when the other villains did. So that would be something interesting we could see as well. So I definitely agree with you there. I wouldn't say it's boring, but I feel like it's repetitive, definitely. Nick Veer, the live stream is going good. Okay, great. So there's no lag. That's good. It's not slowing down for me. That's good, because when I'm looking at it here, it's slowing down a little bit, but it might be because I'm doing it live and watching myself live as well on the same place. That might be why it's slowing down a little bit for me. What are you guys most interested in for the next episode? Seeing what happens to Carl? Seeing how they get out of the situation they're in? Or seeing what's happening with Negan and the Saviors and how they come into play? Or last one is, or the last two, I would say, there are 5 things. The last two, the first one is what happens at Oceanside with Enid and Aaron. Or last one, how Carol and Morgan are going to help Ezekiel. Which one of these 5 things are you most interested in or excited to see in the next episode? I think we will see most of that in the next episode. I hope so, but give me your thoughts about which one you're most excited for. Kevin Anthony, do you think Morgan will die this season? No, he's going to survive. If you take a look at some of the images that were released for Fear the Walking Dead for the next season, the images of Morgan, for those of you that don't know, Morgan is crossing over to Fear the Walking Dead, if you take a look at the images, they do give us some hints that is De Morgan after the events of season 8. Because of what he's wearing, because of his bow staff. So those point towards the fact that Morgan is going to survive this season. Giuseppe De Rosa, yo Ash. Yo Giuseppe, what's up? Giuseppe De Rosa, what's up, man? Not much. How are you? Wiz07Wiz, and they are never letting Rick win a face-to-face fight. For example, Rick versus Governor, fight with Rick versus Negan in 808. Yeah, I agree. He did win the one-on-one with, who was it? There was one with Joe. Obviously, he bit his neck off, or bit his neck. But wasn't there a one-on-one with Rick and who's the leader of Termite? Drawing a blank on his name. And Gareth. Wasn't there a one-on-one with Rick and Gareth, and Rick won that or beat him a little bit? I think there was. Right before they killed him. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, there hasn't been too many fights like that. Which is, again, a little repetitive. I agree. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you think Rick's hair will be short for season 9? Depends on what they want to do and where they want to go with the story and whether they have the time skip or not. Well, I think they should have the time skip, but most likely they will have his hair cut short a little bit. Nick Weir, I'm ready for what's going to happen at Hilltop. Yeah, that one I forgot to mention. That's another interesting one. What's Maggie gonna do? What's gonna happen there? Nick Weir, I'm ready for what's. Oh, I just read that. Yeah. I'm just checking something here quick. Kevin Anthony, where are you streaming from? I'm in Canada. I'm streaming from somewhere in Canada. Nick Weir, do you have a favorite season of the show? Yes, season 6 and season 5. Season 6 is first. So favorite season 6, then season 5. Wiz07Wiz, I don't remember a fight with Rick and Gareth. When I remembered was Rick fired shot his finger off, then killed him with his red-handled machete. Yeah, I thought there was, but you're right. There probably wasn't. He just shot him in the finger and then basically killed him with the machete. So yeah, there probably wasn't. Kevin Anthony, okay, Norwegian fan here. Great. What time is it in Norway right now? I'm interested in that actually. But thank you for joining us. If it's very late, I think it might be very late there. I'm not sure. Giuseppe De Rosa, I hope this season will have more zombies. Yeah, I think it probably will have it because we know that there's going to be a herd at Alexandria and the surrounding areas. So there's going to be probably a lot of zombies, at least for the first couple episodes. But this whole season is a season of all-out war. So it made sense for there not to be too many walkers. But yeah, maybe there wasn't as much as there should have been in the first half. Wiz07Wiz, I'm from Sweden. Great. So we have a Swedish audience member here. We have a Norwegian audience member here. That's great. I appreciate you guys joining. Nick Veer, the fight with Rick, one was the one with Tyrese. Yes, that was the one. He won it with Tyrese, which makes no sense because Tyrese is so much bigger. But what can you do? But yeah, you're right. That's the one that he actually won. Kevin Anthony 320. It's 3:20 a.m. there. Or I think you mean a.m. So it's, yeah. I don't know if you mean a.m. or p.m., but it's way late or it's not too late. One of the two. Giuseppe De Rosa, would you like a Walking Dead spinoff in another country? Not really, because I feel like the spinoff they already did with Fear, let's fix that. Not necessarily fix, but let's focus on that. Maybe we will think about that afterwards. We'll think about other parts or other, not parts, other spinoffs after. Right now, I don't think it's required. I think that it might even be bad to add more spinoffs. If one spinoff didn't do what you wanted it to do, 7 more won't do it either. Giuseppe De Rosa, like Africa. Yeah, like I said, it's better not to do it. At least not now. Maybe in the long term. Wiz07Wiz, how old are you and when did you start watching Walking Dead? I am 24. And when did I watch or start watching Walking Dead? I started watching Walking Dead as it aired, starting from season... Let me think. Yeah, starting from season 5. Yeah, second half of season 4, mid-season premiere of season 4. But I basically binged watched all the episodes up to the mid-season finale of season 4, and then I started watching it live. It was like a month before the season 4 premiere started, mid-season premiere started, so do the math there. Look at the year that was or whatever. But that's when I started watching it. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you think we'll get another spin-off in the future? Maybe. Maybe. But again, I don't think they need it, and I don't think they should have it at the moment. Not in the short-term future. In the long term, yeah, definitely. Most likely we will. Nick Weir, I wish The Walking Dead would have Snope at the time in the year they filmed. They can't make that happen. Yeah, and that goes back to everything feeling a bit repetitive, feeling a bit like it's the same. Changing up the scenery, changing up the settings, makes it feel different, makes it feel fresh. And I think The Walking Dead TV show that's one of the things that they're struggling with in The Walking Dead TV show. It always seems like they're in, the same part. They're just going, there's nothing, no rain, there's just dry and everything. So a change of the weather and everything will definitely help it not feel as repetitive. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you think we'll get to season 15? Right now, maybe not. Even if we do, I think that the entire cast, the entire crew is going to change most likely if we get there. But I think we'll definitely see season 8, of course. We'll see season 9, maybe season 10. That's where I'm going to stand with how many seasons we're going to have. I think we're definitely going to have season 9, probably season 10, and then going after that, we have to wait and see. But I think a variation of it will always exist. There will always be a Walking Dead, whether it's Fear the Walking Dead, whether it's another spin-off, whether it's the mini-series that they might do, but we'll always have something Walking Dead related. Nick Weir, I would like Michonne to cut off a walker's head and it freezes. Yeah, that would be cool to see. Wiz07Wiz, I think we'll see, we'll get 12 seasons. Yeah, around 11, 12. I think that's around the right number. Just changing the title of this Q&A here, because I think it was the old title, maybe. I think it was. I'm just updating the title here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Nick Weir, I think it will go for a few more seasons because of the comics. They're still making more. Yeah, there's definitely more material there. It's just whether there's going to be enough interest. That's the main thing. Wiz07 Wiz, do you think we'll get a promo sneak peek before 809? Yeah, we usually, or most of the time, we get a promo and a sneak peek for the next episode. And I will definitely do a promo breakdown for 809 when it gets released. So stay tuned for that. Just gonna check something here quick. Yeah, just going back to what you asked, they usually release, or they definitely release a promo for the next episode. They usually release one sneak peek, sometimes two. Or if it's this case, they release like 50 teasers and like 5 sneak peeks or something like that. They definitely did a lot for the second half. A lot of sneak peeks, a lot of teasers, which I'm not a big fan of because they gave us so many things that we can actually put the pieces together now, which takes away from the shock and the surprise element. So we know what's going to happen. Nick Weir, do you think we will get to see another Rick versus Negan fight by the end of the season? Yes, definitely. They have to give it to us. There is one in the comics right after the war, right before it's done. So yeah, we will definitely see that. The question is whether that's going to come in the finale or an episode before the finale, because they might have the finale be the new beginning or parts of the new beginning, and they might have the official end of All Out War be in 8:15, which I'm not a fan of. I don't think that's a great idea. Johnny Gatt, hey, this was nothing to do with The Walking Dead, but where are you from? I'm from New York. I'm from Canada. Yeah, New York. I think you mean New York, and why? Yeah, I'm in Canada, Western Canada. Nick Weir, I hope it plays out like the comics. It most likely will be. Very close to the comics. Maybe not 100%, but very close to it. We are about 42 minutes in, so maybe we'll go for 1 hour. So we'll have maybe 15, 20 more minutes of Q&A's, questions or answering questions. It's been a good Q&A so far. I've enjoyed it. A lot of great questions. So we'll have another 15 to 20 minutes of live Q&A here. Wiz0W Wiz. Yeah, I mean, Andrew Lincoln, who plays the main character, won't be interested in doing Walking Dead by then, so I think it'll go for 12 seasons, maybe 13. Yeah, I'm closer to the 11, 12, but we just have to wait and see what happens. We can't speculate this early. It might be way less. It might be done by the end of season 9. So you have to wait and see what happens. Nick Weir, have you gone to any or will you go to any Walker Stalker cons? I haven't gone to any, but I'm planning to go to one for sure. Maybe a San Diego Comic-Con. That would be a great one to go to, but not right now. Not this year or next year. Maybe after that. But I definitely plan to go, and I'm very interested to go to one. I think it'll be a great experience to go to one of those things. One more thing I want to plug here before we move on to the next couple questions. Like I said, some of you may know. Actually, let's do it this way. Some of you may know I hadn't watched Stranger Things, but I went and actually binge watched the episodes. I finished season 1 a couple days ago, and I did a review for the first season. So if you're interested in my thoughts and opinions about the first season, go and check out my season 1 review of Stranger Things. It's the last video I posted, of course, before this one. So if you're interested in that, definitely go and check it out. I will do another similar review for season 2 as well. And then obviously when season 3 comes back, I will be watching the episodes as they air and doing a review for every episode. So enough of my plug. Let's get back to the questions. Nick Weir, I went last year and I got to meet Andrew Lincoln. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it must have been a great experience. Wiz, I'm planning to go to Comic-Con in 2 years. Yeah, something like 2 years for me too. Not next year, but maybe the year after. So, yeah, we might see each other there. I'm just kidding. Debbie Chipman, do you think season 9 will focus on the new beginning and wait for the Whisperers? It might, but I hope not. I hope that they don't bring in anything from a new beginning in season 8. I hope that they just push that to season 9. Because I feel like that's better for the story, for structuring everything. Nick Weir, and I love Stranger Things also. Yeah, I do as well. It's a great show. Yeah. I'm glad that I got to check it out, and, you know, I'm glad people suggested it. I watched the first season. Finished it a couple days ago. I did the review, but I didn't get to posting it until recently. But I watched a couple episodes of season 2 as well, but I haven't gone through all of the episodes yet. But I think I have a lot of time to do that as well, because I don't think season 3 is going to come back for a while, so I have time to do that. Of course, I want to try to get it done as soon as possible, because the more I wait, the tougher it's going to be, because we're going to get into the second half of season 8. There's going to be more stuff coming up. Then we're going to have comic stuff. Then we're going to have Fear the Walking Dead. So, yeah, I want to get that done as quickly as possible so that it's not pushed with any or overlapping anything else. Nick Weir, and I read that. Wiz0W, yeah, Oh, let me see what the last thing you wrote. What's that about? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Planning to go to Comic-Con. Yeah. Who knows? We might see each other there. I might be there. So we'll see. But I will definitely keep you guys posted and let you guys know if I'm planning to go or whatever. I will definitely share maybe clips or whatever from there or whatever. But yeah, I will definitely keep you guys posted. But it's not going to be coming up anytime soon. So yeah. Kevin Anthony, top 5 villains on Walking Dead. The show or the comics? Actually, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same probably. Negan, Governor. That's where it gets a little different because in the show, I would say, yeah, I would say the termites, and then Joe in the show, and I can't think of anyone else. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. Just these. In the comics, it'll be very close. Nick Weir, do you like the show Game of Thrones? I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I wanted to get into it, but there's so many episodes that I just don't have time to get caught up on all of them, and it's going to end soon, so I might check it out later on when it's done, because it's going to end, right? So, yeah, I haven't checked it out. We are 48 minutes in, so another 10 minutes of Q&A, and then that'll be the end of this Q&A session. It was a great Q&A. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. Some great questions. Kevin Anthony, what do you think about the Wolves in season 6? Yeah, the Wolves as well. So the fifth one would have to be the the fifth one would have to be the Wolves. So Negan, Governor, termites, Joe, and then the Wolves, who are the scavengers from the comics, for those of you that might not know that, or an adaptation of these scavengers from the comics. However, in the comics, it's going to be a little bit different because the Whispers are going to be in there, obviously, because they're just great as villains. So they're going to be in the mix there as well. We haven't seen them in the show yet. For those of you that haven't read the comics, I don't want to spoil too much, but they definitely have to be in the list as well. Charlie Burr, hey dude, just joined. Just wanted to say you're the best, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. We're almost at the end of the Q&A anyway, but thank you for joining, and yeah, I appreciate it. Nick Weir, it's definitely Negan, Governor, the termites, Wolves, then Joe. So let me see. My list was Negan, Governor, termites, Joe, and then Wolves. So you have those two backwards, but very close. So we agree there. Let me think. Is there anything else I want to plug? I plugged way too many things in this Q&A, but let me think if there's anything else that I want to let you guys know about. Some interesting things coming. Let me think. Yeah, aside from the review for season 2 of Stranger Things, and obviously the review, promo breakdowns, and reactions, and everything like that for Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. For Fear the Walking Dead, I'm not going to do reviews, but I will do probably not reactions, but just promo breakdowns. So aside from those, really nothing else that I can think of, but some cool things are going to be coming up. I'm going to think of some things that, or there are some things that I want to do, but I don't want to say it out yet, but there's going to be some interesting things coming up. Some different things. I'm trying to get into some different things as well, and not just have this be an entertainment channel, but be everything, basically. So, yeah. If you've been following the channel, you've kind of seen a couple videos that are a bit different, so things like that, I might do that more often. Wiz0W I'm also watching, I also watched Stranger Things, and it's an awesome show and great actors. though I was very skeptical before I watched it because I'm not really into science fiction, but I actually liked it. Same here. If you watch my review, that's the first thing I say. I'm not into sci-fi that much. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea, but I was actually very surprised how much I enjoyed season 1 of Stranger Things. I'm enjoying season 2 as well. I've watched like 2-3 episodes, but I feel like season 1 was more grounded in reality a little bit, and I liked it a bit more. But yeah, I might change my opinions once I watch the entire season, but we'll see what happens there. But I definitely liked season 1 better than season 2 from what I've seen so far. Debbie Chipman, in a gameplay interview, he said there will be hints of whispers at the end of this season, but can't always trust what he says. Yeah, we can't always trust what he says, and it depends where you took that from. Did you actually hear him say it, or was it an article? Because if it was an article, and if it was not a credible article, it might be fake. It might be fake news, as Trump calls it. So, yeah, it depends. But I really hope that they don't do that. I hope that they don't bring in the whisperers yet. Because it's way too early, in my opinion. Because we still have the war. Then we have to get into a new beginning. So it'll be better if they push that for next season. Nick Weir, I just wanted to say I'm going to bed, but this was amazing. Bye. Good night. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. And thank you for asking questions and everything and participating. Wiz0W bye. Thank you for coming and asking questions and participating. I appreciate it. Debbie Chipman, Entertainment Weekly. So that article came from Entertainment Weekly. Yeah, I'll try to find the article. I'll try to check it out, but I hope they don't do it. Again, he could be faking us out. He does that sometimes, but I hope they don't do that. So we're getting near the end of this live stream. Thank you for everyone who participated. Let me see if I missed a question. I think I missed something. Yeah, Charlie Burr. Negan is the worst villain of all time. I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. Wiz0W I'm not leaving, huh? I said bye to Nick Weir. Oh, okay. Well, the live stream is gonna end anyway because yeah, we're like 55 minutes in. So if there's any last minute questions, I'll be answering those. But this was a great Q&A, and yeah, I think that will be the end of it for tonight. Maybe I'll give it another 2 minutes. So answer your questions if you have a question, and yeah, 2 more minutes. Kevin Anthony, how often do you stream? Every week, every Friday night usually. And I hadn't done that before. I started doing these weekly live streams starting season 8. So it's a new thing. Let me know if you guys enjoy this, or would you rather me have just a Q&A video? So leaving your questions somewhere and then me answering them. Which do you like better? And also, what do you think of these live streams as well? Debbie Chipman, I'm just excited for the second half of season 8. Yeah, me too. Wiz07 Wiz storyline for season 9, probably introduction of a new beginning, or having the new beginning structure, introduction of the characters we're going to get introduced to for the new beginning, and obviously the Whisperers, the introduction of the Whisperers. So that's it for this live stream Q&A. Thank you for all of those that participated and joined us and asked questions. I appreciate the support. Again, without your support, this channel wouldn't exist. So I definitely appreciate the support that you guys have given me so far. For the ones that are new here, thank you for, checking out the channel and, watching this live stream. I appreciate it. So that's it for this live stream Q&A video. I will see you next time for another super video. Let me do that again. That was a bad ending. Let me do it again. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.